What's up, you guys? MOKiN Tech Reviews back into the video. So today I was sent a Thunderbolt docking station, as you can see from here, from MOKiN. So this is, I believe, a Thunderbolt 4. Yes. Supports Thunderbolt 4 up to 40 gigabits of speed, compatible with Thunderbolt 3, USB 4, 3.1, 2.0, supports 8K at 30 Hz video, supports 15 watt downstream charging for connected devices. Note this port does not support PD charging. It's got HDMI, supports 8K at 30 frames per second or 30 Hertz. USB-C PD data, 10 gigabits of data transfer. USB 3.1 up to 10 gigabytes of data transfer. Backward compatible USB 3.0. It's got an SD card and micro SD card reader. It supports 10M, 100M, 1000M, 2.5 gigabit bandwidth, 3.5 millimeter audio jack. It's got DC power adapter, power switch, short press for turning on, long press for turning off. It's got DisplayPort 1 and 2. And I believe that's it. So it has like a bunch of ports, and we're gonna open it up and see what that entails. Yeah, so apparently I didn't record the unboxing of my iPhone like I thought I was. And it might stop recording because apparently I'm running out of storage when I have plenty of storage for log recording, and it's not even in ProRes. It's weird. But I unboxed it. I'm sorry you missed it, but here we have three USB-A ports, USB 3.1. We have a USB-C PD 30 watt charge right here. This will connect to the MacBook. You have the headphone jack right here, power button, SD card slot, micro SD card slot. Here we have where the DC power adapter is gonna go, a Thunderbolt 4 port right here, and we have USB 3.1 right here. We have our 2.5 gigabit Ethernet slot right here, DisplayPort 1 and 2, and HDMI. Not sure if it's 2.1 or 2.0, but does support 8K 30 Hertz. So this is a lot thinner compared to my Anchor, which is what I've been using. And this has a USB-C, USB-C, USB-A, headphone jack, SD card, micro SD card, big power button, Ethernet 1 gigabit, I believe, power slot, connect to the MacBook, HDMI, 2 HDMIs, and 1 DisplayPort, and 2 USB-As. So that's what we're working with, and this boy's thick, and this guy's a little thinner and longer. So I'm gonna connect it and see what that looks like. And I'm sorry again, the first clip must be kind of awkward because I thought I was unboxing the whole time, but I wasn't. But here we are. Mistakes happen, but you didn't get to see the unboxing, but here we are with this. I'm showing you what it looks like out the box. We do get a Thunderbolt 4 cable with it, thank God, because these things are not cheap. And here is the power adapter that will plug into the Thunderbolt dock. And here is the other part of it to power it on. So I'm gonna power it on and see what this looks like, see how it's supported, and go from there. So let's get into it. So I got it all hooked up. We have, the only thing I'll say, my own critique, is when I was first hooking this up, the USB-C, or the Thunderbolt port, was a little flimsy. Like, this kept falling out, and the HDMI cable in the back kept falling out. But everything else, I would say, like the connection with like the hubs or like the ports, they're flimsy. Like, you probably can't see it, I'm shaking this a little bit. I don't know. They're a little flimsy, but it still works. The HDMI is recognizing that this is a TV instead of a monitor. We connect it to TV. So that's interesting and different. And unfortunately, despite the Thunderbolt 4, I still can't get 120 Hertz on here. So I might just need to do some troubleshooting, not troubleshooting, but some hacks to figure this out. And I kind of know the solution, but it's very complicated. I'm not good at figuring out how to actually execute it. So eventually, I guess, if I ever upgrade from the M1 Pro chip and actually having an HDMI 2.1 capable M processor, that will be the solution. I'm still stuck at 60 Hertz, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I do like this thinner, more discreet black Thunderbolt 4 port versus this thick bad boy that we have over here. And don't mind the mess, I've been busy, I just haven't had time to clean up my desk setup. But yeah, I'm gonna try to maybe transfer some files and see how fast that is. So I'm pasting 6 gigabytes from the Samsung T9. All right, I'm gonna transfer the same thing to the SSD that's connected directly to the Mac. Let's see how fast that is. Took like 2 seconds, man. This Thunderbolt 4 port, it's connected to one of the USB 3.1 ports. So I'm gonna try connecting it to the other USB-C port and see if that's any faster. All right, we're trying it again after disconnecting it from the USB 3.1, and we're gonna try it again. Replace. All right, so it might have been the fact that the USB-A adapter that I have here caused it to slow down tremendously. So I'm gonna leave the SSD plugged into the USB-C port here, and this will be used for another purpose. But yeah, whatever adapter I have here, it must be the reason why the transfer speed was a lot slower than it should be. I was not used to that slow speed. So if you're using external solid state drives, make sure you have them plugged into the USB-C ports only, or Thunderbolt ports, whatever port it is. And if you're using an adapter to plug it into the USB 3.1 ports over here, you may have to find an adapter that's not slow like this. So I'm gonna be going on Amazon to see if I can find some faster adapters. Yeah, so I wasn't able to get the 120 hertz that I wanted from my TV/monitor with the LG C2, and it's mainly because of the M1 Pro chip. It's HDMI 2.0, so it's not gonna be compatible with 120 hertz. It only goes up to 4K 60 hertz, which kind of sucks. And I tried doing the DisplayPort adapter that I had to HDMI. That didn't even recognize or pick up at all. So leave a comment below if you know what I can do to get 120 hertz off this M1 Pro chip. What tips and tricks you have for me, because I don't know what else to do. I tried the different dongles and cable matters. That didn't work. Did the whole installing the chip thing on there, or the software that's supposed to make it work. Cable matters, cable never worked, so got total cereal in my throat. Totally choking me out. See what I did there? Anywho, but overall, it's a pretty solid device. The HDMI at least works. I know with my Anchor, I had to plug the HDMI into the MacBook because for some reason, the HDMI and the Anchor USB-C hub wasn't really recognizing the MacBook or working properly. So I am grateful that that at least works and I don't have to unplug the HDMI every time I want to use my MacBook or like take it out the house to edit outside the office space. Oh man. So I'll leave a price here on the screen of how much this costs. I think it's pretty affordable for a Thunderbolt 4 dock. And I think mainly it's affordable because there's really only 2 Thunderbolt ports. If I look at it, like one plugs into the MacBook. Excuse me. So you only really have one true Thunderbolt 4 port back there, and the rest are USB 3.1 ports. So, I mean, a Thunderbolt 4 dock with one Thunderbolt 4 port, it makes sense why it's a little cheaper, because you only get one actual port that's Thunderbolt 4 that you use, and the other one's just to plug in the computer. So, I don't know. I mean, that's cool, I guess, but if you want to get started and have access to like one more extra Thunderbolt 4 port and have some more ports going and a SD card reader, I get this. I just don't like how flimsy the stuff was, but this is not a bad product at all. And shout out to MOKiN for sending it out and for me to test out. Transfer speeds, again, highly recommend that you probably don't use an adapter and just use a USB-C to A fast cable if you want to transfer speeds quicker to your faster external SSDs or HDDs. I would not use an adapter because that made the speeds extremely slow. So definitely use either a USB-C. No, definitely use USB-C to A because the ports on here are mostly USB-A ports with a couple of USB-C ports, but for the most part, an adapter will slow down the file transfer speeds, as you saw in the clip that I showed while showing transfer speeds. So there you have it. Steam Tech Reviews. If you like my content, please like and subscribe and hit that bell icon. Stay tuned for more. Working on some more videos tonight, so stay tuned. Peace.